This is the second recording, which is the second break. Been trophy pushing now for 15 minutes. Yes, there's a big loot on the left-hand side. I'm not looking at that. You look at that, you get distracted and you go for the loot and you lose all your trophies. If you're trophy pushing, you have to constantly remind yourself that you're not farming. The resource will come by itself. So don't get overexcited if you see a lot of resources. With this technique, initially you will go for the big loot because you can't help yourself. It's just amazing. Um, but at some stage you realize you need to go for trophies as well. Because as soon as you start hitting Master League for the first time, you get 1,000 gems. If you hit Champions League for the first time, you get 2,000. That's a lot of gems. So that would be 3,000 in total. So it's definitely worthwhile pushing through at least Masters and Champion for the 3,000 gems. After that, it's your preference. I prefer to stay in Titan League, so I push on for the winning bonuses. But especially if you're on a high, you've just got your 3,000 gems, you might get a high and then you will not even feel that you're pushing through to 4,900 because you're still so happy about your gems. That's what I did the first time. The second, third, fourth, fifth time round, I got my 3,000 gems, but then I had to attend to my other bases, so I didn't push past Champions League initially. That is why I'm still catching up with these bases where they're lying on 4.5 and just doing that little bit of a final push. That can be very easy. I think so. I'm very stingy, but I also sometimes rather use 4 quakes and get the job done than waste wall breakers and then run into the wrong place. The wall breakers, I want to make sure they break open the right wall. They're almost my backup. My backup for where there's opportunity, where it's just a simple wall to break down. My quakes are on 10, that's awesome. So I have enough quakes anyway to just blast open 4 walls. I missed a gap there, but that's fine. Sometimes just as you press next, you see, oh no, I missed something. Missed a good one. Had a good start. It's getting very average now. So this is more normal, the pace where you have to go through 4, 5, 6, 10 to find the right terminal to bust open. Because what, about every 8 out of 10 bases will be centralized. But 1 out of 10 might have a mistake, even in Titan League, where there's a gap, mistake in the base building. Or every 10 is not a mistake, it's purely designed in a certain way. See, I misplaced my Quake a little bit. It didn't cause damage to the town hall. Not a crisis, but those are things you get better at. I have many bases, so I don't always know if I have a maxed Quake spell. Max Quake spell, all Quake spells have the same string, but maxed out Quake spells have a larger tile radius. That will do the trick. 40 divided by 3. Yay. All those storages were well protected, but I'm not after the storages, I'm after that 13 trophies. I'm happy with the trophies, so if I see big loot, I might use a lot of sneaky goblins to grab that. But remember, grabbing the town hall is still important, even if you get a lot of loot, because you want the loot, but you also want the 1 star. I paused on the previous base for longer because I realized that if I bust it open, the sneakies will run in 4 directions before they start running to tunnel, so I will waste a lot of sneakies running to collectors and storages. Typically want to bust open and run straight to the tunnel, except perhaps for clearing a little bit of a path. So in the ideal world, you bust open the walls, clear a bit of pathing, meaning collectors, and running your sneakies into the tunnel. And then you take the next one. Oh, that's a lot of trophies. Oh, these skellies, so let's quickly just distract them at the bottom of the screen. I'll pull them away. Yay. Kill squad went for it. 500,000 gold. I didn't even go for the gold. That's the nice thing about trophy pushing. If you trophy push, you also get the gold. If you and the elixir. If you just go for gold and elixir, you might slip up and lose trophies. So I would almost always go for trophies, but if I need the gold elixir, I will spend a bit of time to grab that as well. Let's see, yeah, I can grab, but I'm pushing today to 5,000 first. So I'm going to try and be disciplined and rather go past that one for now. On another day, I'll grab it and lose some trophies. That's when I move between 4,800 and 5,000, where I go up and down, and have some flexibility about farming as well. So that's some nice trophies. I had to fight so hard to get in. I must be more attentive of looking for gaps as well. If things go well and you find a lot of bases on the edge, become a little bit lazy, which is fine, and you don't look for gaps. But after a minute or two of searching for tunnel edge, that's where you must just sharpen up a little bit and try and see if you cannot grab an opportunity of a gap that it's opening up. Here's a gap. Trophy's not spectacular, but it's almost free if we count the amount of goblins we're using, and we're not using any spells. So generally what I do, I keep my training armies, and then I switch when it's clan war time. Then I switch to my war army, and after war I switch back again, so I have two armies running. But between wars, clan war, I will always have this army. So when you have time, you go and raid 3, 4, 5 bases and get your trophies, and then the next day you might do the same thing, and when it's clan war, you'll switch it up, do your 2 attacks, switch back the army to the training army, and so on. What's nice about this, you can't really get bored, because in an hour you can pay off a building that will take you, that you have to wait for 4 days anyway. So let's say I was saving for something, which I'm not really, and I don't want to farm every day. I will just upgrade a building that's going to take 4 or 5 days, and I only need to do this 3 or 4 days later again. I do enjoy farming, and if you enjoy farming, you farm more, and it will reflect on your walls. Okay, we're just going to break the transmission again. Please start the third recording.